Cooling liquid foods is often an overlooked aspect of food safety and handling, but it is a very important aspect because it is one of the leading causes of foodborne illness. You should cool liquid foods gradually so that the food doesn't get freezer shock or freezer burn, and the consistency of the food is preserved. You don't want it to freeze. Hot food that you have just finished cooking will be somewhere around the temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. It should be cooled down to a temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit within 2 hours, which is about room temperature, and to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the temperature of a refrigerator, within 6 hours. After 4 hours or more, the microorganisms will begin to grow in the potentially hazardous foods that are left at room temperature, such as hollandaise sauce or any cream or egg-based liquid. And after 6 hours in other foods that aren't considered potentially hazardous, these microorganisms can lead to foodborne illnesses, causing people to get very sick and possibly die. Food in large containers and thick food, such as some stews, may take a long time to cool. To cool within the time requirements, the food can be put in shallow pans about 2 inches deep, but anything under 5 inches is fine. The increased surface area of the shallow pan helps to cool the food faster. Uncovered food cools faster as long as the food is protected from overhead contamination. It can be left uncovered or loosely covered. Stirring food also helps it cool faster, but it is very important to make sure the spoon is clean. Stirring the food is even more effective if the food is stirred while in an ice bath or cold water bath. To make an ice or water bath, you surround the food container with ice or cold water, but you have to make sure that none of the ice or water gets into the food. Once the food has been sufficiently cooled at room temperature, it must be covered before you put it in the refrigerator. It is helpful to label the food containers with the date and time of preparation. So, some important things to remember about cooling liquid foods. Prepare food quickly. Cook food thoroughly. Cool the food gradually but quickly so microorganisms can't grow. Store, transport, and display food at proper temperatures. If you can remember these things, you should be able to avoid foodborne illness, and we know you can.